So let's start with a completely asinine show, in my opinion. I feel like it was totally useless and unnecessary. And that's the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I know that's a hot take. Like, I know a lot of people like Boba Fett and everything. And I don't hate Boba Fett. But it turned into Mando season 2.5. And like when it did, I kind of wish it stayed like that. So I think that's telling to the show to a degree. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give some visuals.
Yeah, give us some visuals, mate. Show us the goods.
You know.
Yeah.
Actors.
Oh God.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
I want some images.
What are you doing, you skeleton fool?
Yeah, like
There we go.
There we go. Get one.
There we go.
Get
Let's do
these.
that.
Get
Sure.
one of these. You know?
Sure.
Images. I'm used to doing this in post, or
Oh
like
my
not
God.
having this be seen.
I'm taking it from now on after this. All right, there we go. Cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. There's something about the way they went about this. Like,
Now you watched the whole thing, right?
yeah, for the majority of it. I mean, like, I kind of skimmed through the beginnings of it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I watched like a bunch of videos on it. I've talked to people.
Yeah.
I know the gist. Like, I know they show the Sarlacc pit and like his relationship with the Tuskens and
Now,
vice versa.
We talked about this at the season 1 finale, right? I was talking about it with you and Eric, and at that point, it was the first 3 episodes were out, and those first 3 episodes were pretty good together.
They were,
and I was like, it's kind of like Mando, but it's like it's different take where it's like instead of this guy being a bounty hunter, it's a guy
who's an ex-bounty hunter.
Ex-bounty hunter trying to be like a crime lord sort of thing.
But at the same time, though, the whole respect thing kind of ruined it for me.
Well, okay. Episode 4 comes along.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what's his face?
Which one?
The director for that episode.
I don't know.
Was it Roger Rodriguez? The guy who is the same director who did Spy Kid movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did episode 4 and the final episode.
Okay.
And you can tell.
Aw.
No, because like, listen, he's not like a bad director.
Yeah.
But like action is garbage in Boba Fett. Like it was just like,
well,
that whole biker chase scene.
Oh, I know. Everybody hates that, right?
Because it like
he could have just blew them up with Slave One.
Well, I mean, not just that, but like, no. Well, no. I mean, when the teenage bikers are chasing after the ambassador person in the streets, right?
Okay.
Like that whole chase sequence is like, it doesn't look appeasing to watch. It's like, it's not fun to watch. Like the action doesn't just like, there's a part where the girl like is on a bike and she hits a ramp and lands.
Yeah.
But it looks lame. like it's not a fun sequence, and it looks so obvious that these are vehicles with wheels, with the wheels have been edited out.
Yeah,
it's so bad. I'm just like, this is, what the fuck am I watching? And just the bikers too, like the teenage like rebellion group, feels so not fitting with the scene.
Well, they're also not relevant.
Well, they're also not relevant. It's like,
because like where like in the ending of the show they had, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like, it's the whole attitude of the show in general.
Oh yeah.
Like, he wants to be a crime boss and kind of rule this area of Tatooine, right?
Well, no, my favorite thing is first 4 episodes is Boba Fett, and then 5th episode they got tired of writing for Boba
I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. So even like, that's another thing. Like, I mean, like I said, like he's trying to be a crime boss, but then he's trying to rule with like respect, and it's like, why? It's like, if you're trying to be a crime boss, like I get it, you want to be respected and not feared, but they're criminals. They only know fear.
Well, not only that, it's like...
But then there's limits to that too. Like, the whole point of him was like... And even the actor had problems with it. He's like, the whole point of him is like, in the beginning, when Boba Fett first was introduced, is that, oh, like, who is this dude? He doesn't talk much. He's mad cold. He has a record. You're like, who is this guy? And then, like, he's chitter chattering throughout the whole damn series, and I'm like, what? Why? And even the actor thought he was talking too much.
Well, yeah, he didn't do anything.
That's another thing. He didn't do anything. It's like there's so many.
He walks around that one street and is like, "Is the mayor in?" No, I'll be back. And then Fennec Shen does everything.
I know, and it's just like I don't understand. And then they were like, I don't know what to do with this guy. It feels like we could do this in 4 episodes, but they told us that we need to do 6. So
also,
let's do some Mando content.
Also, those fucking flashbacks for the first 4 episodes. It's the same flashback over and over again on Camino when he's a kid and him running in slow motion past the window as the slave one flies by. And I'm like, what? Why? What's like?
We saw episode 2, my guy.
Reluctantly, but yes, we did.
I like the prequels now, except for episode 1. I only like the 3rd act of episode 1. I can tolerate it.
I don't know if I can tolerate Attack of the Clones. That's a you know.
It's so rough. It's so rough. I don't know. I mean, I can respect it more because Clone Wars. Not that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just part of the whole sequence.
So, speaking of Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
So, listen, I like Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, Clone Wars is great.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know if it's his doing or if it's Disney's doing, where they're like, hey, we noticed that people really like it when these characters come back.
The Clone Wars characters.
Yeah. So let's just put them in. And
oh, no. You're not hating on the Cad Bane scene.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Cad Bane's the only one who fit in the show.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
No. When that happened, I saw it when he was a millimeter in the distance. I knew it was Cad Bane.
And he was walking. I'm like,
I knew it was Cad Bane. I was like,
looking. And I'm like,
I saw the hat, and I was like, "Oh,
Cad Bane." I said, "Is that Cad Bane?" It's Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
I was like, "Oh, it's Cad Bane." It was cool. I said he looked kind of weird, but it was cool.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was like, you just needed to move the mouth a little bit lower,
like down.
Yeah,
make his skin tone a little darker. But then again, like I was watching, I don't know, there's this YouTuber named Star Wars Theory.
Yeah,
and he was talking about how in his race, like he's actually like stupid old.
Oh yeah. Oh well, think about how long he's been around.
Yeah, like he's lived long for his race. Like usually they die around like 60.
Yeah,
and he's like 90 something or whatever the case may be. So he's really old. So he could have gone like paler and like weirder looking. But I feel like that's just a cop out for bad CG or whatever, or just like a bad design.
Because like there are live action versions of Cad Bane's race in Star Wars.
I know.
And it doesn't look like that.
Well, dude, we're going to get to another person that doesn't look like they're but that's later on. But let's talk about the Mando parts.
Yeah, so halfway through...
That's actually the only parts I honestly care about in the show.
That's... Okay, so...
That's the problem.
So, funny enough, episodes 5 and 2? No, 2 and 5 are directed by the person who did Mandalorian episodes, and you can immediately tell because they are shot so well.
Yeah.
And going from Roger Rodriguez like Spy Kids quality to like that one shot when it's at space station orbiting the sun sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's good.
I know.
But
dude, the meat locker scene.
Oh, that choreography too. Like action scenes felt cool.
They did feel cool. When he cut himself with the darksaber, I was like, that's mad realistic because he doesn't know how to use this thing.
Yeah.
And like the cut.
Oh, that was
mean.
It's a saber, man.
It looked mean. It was nasty. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was cool. The whole learning of it and everything. And
now here's the thing, right? If it was like, because the whole thing was like, we need muscle, and it's like, oh, Mandalorian, doo, and you're like,
yeah,
okay, so they're gonna meet up.
But I didn't expect it to be a whole episode dedicated to him.
Well, I mean, whatever. But like, I expected like we go back, but then it didn't, and then suddenly we're with Luke
and Grogu. Ahsoka's there,
and I'm like, oh, so we're just we had a surprise season 3 of Mando drop in. And it's so... I have so many problems with this because this basically undermines what season 3 of Mando was supposed to be, because so many things happen within Boba Fett that it pertains to Mando, and I'm like, you're just like undercutting what the season 3 would be, because
Yeah.
basically what happens, right? You see Luke and Grogu training, right? And you see the fact that eventually, you know, at the end, Grogu goes back to Mando.
I mean, there's bigger problems also. I mean, like, not even just that though. Like, you see him find his people again. You see him get excommunicated from his people because he took off the helmet.
Oh yeah.
So many things resolved. You learn a lot about the Darksaber and like its sentience almost, like, you know,
Yeah.
in a way. I mean, the biggest problem, I don't know if I forget if we've spoken about this or not, but like, if people don't watch Boba Fett, you're gonna be really confused. That Grogu is back with Mando. Because if you're only watching, because like a lot of people, let's be honest, watch Mandalorian because of Grogu, right?
Yeah.
Because like my
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, like there's so many people that I know that haven't seen like or haven't cared about an ounce of Star Wars, but they saw Baby Yoda and they were like, oh, that's freaking cute. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
And that's why they watch Mando. I mean, it's a great show. I'm sure they enjoy it, but that's like the main focus. Like,
Right.
Like some people told me if he's not in it, they won't watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're only watching Mando, well then you're stuck in this scenario where you have no idea why Grogu is not with Luke right now.
Yeah.
And why he's back with Mando, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's
they expect everyone. I guess they don't. I don't know. I mean, in a way, I respect it because they only care about people who care about Star Wars. I guess because they don't give a shit about.
Well, no, it's it's kind of like the Marvel problem where it's like
you have to watch everything.
You have to watch everything to understand, and at a certain point, it's kind of like nothing can stand by itself because it has to be referential to another thing, and you're like,
I mean, that's not necessarily true. Like Shang-Chi was a standalone movie except for the end.
Well, I mean,
it's only the end credit scene where they connect the universe. It was kind of standalone. Spider-Man's pretty standalone, especially now.
Well, I mean, I guess it's in this case, it's like you have to watch Boba Fett in order to understand Mando.
No, I agree. It's kind of, well, at least to like, I mean, what they're gonna do is that they're gonna give you a recap of Boba Fett within Mando to give you context as to why Grogu is with him for the people who don't know. But they're missing a lot.
But I mean, also, it just felt too quick.
It was very quick. I kind of expected a whole season without Grogu.
Yeah, I was kind of okay with him just...
They really backtracked that really fast. But I guess they had to because once again, the sequel series strikes its ugly head. And they told us that Luke's first student was Kylo Ren. So he can't really train Grogu and have that still be true. So I understand the premise of it. And everything. I was kind of hoping that Luke gave him Yoda's lightsaber anyway.
Listen, that lightsaber should have been like recycled in a Senate building, like, and that's where it should have been.
That's where it was, right? But then they just say, "Oh, he picked it up before he left," even though they didn't. Yeah,
it's.
I don't know. I know that. I don't understand. Whatever.
And it just feels like
3 out of 10.
Like you mentioned Ahsoka. Like Ahsoka and
randomly was there.
Did not have to be there. Like
it was so random. I mean, her line about him being like Anakin was nice, but then again, she's been on this like warpath about how like he's traumatized her.
Yeah,
I'm no Jedi. Right. You know, I don't train younglings because I've seen like what's happened. You know, in general, it's a little bit far fetched in that regard that she's so cool now. You know, with everything.
Yeah. Shout out to that one Order 66 scene.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. Although that was cool. We're getting context for that. There's a lot about Order 66 that they can make a whole show about Order 66, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's...
the events of that.
Maybe that's what Obi-Wan's going to be.
Well, I don't think so. I think Obi-Wan's going to be more traumatized about Vader and about... Well, I heard that there's I don't know if you want to hear it. Do you care? I don't know if this is even true.
I don't care, really.
Well, for the audience who cares about the plot of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I recommend you just mute now. You can't read VTuber lips unless you're, a mastermind. But essentially, I heard that there's a rumored plot that Leia is going to be in trouble. And that he leaves Tatooine to save her. Because he's kind of been like, I need to protect this guy. So there has to be like an actual like reason for him to want to leave Tatooine.
I guess. I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, it's far fetched, man. I know it's far fetched, but I don't know. There's a rumor about it. Who knows? That young Leia's in trouble because she is the senator's daughter.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. And she's like, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only help." You know what I mean? I only hope. I'm stupid. But that could be because she knows that he saved her in the past.
I guess.
Interesting.